Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Chaeyoung Song. I would like to say about ethical roadmap about the COVID-19 pandemic. Uh, I think we must follow the ethics, not just the science. The COVID-19 pandemic has created profound ethical challenges in health and society, social care, not only for current distance of individuals, but also for long-term and population-level policy decisions. Already, COVID-19 has generated ethical questions about the prioritization of treatment, protective equipment, testing, the impact of COVID-19 status on patients with other health conditions, the approaches taken to advance care planning and um, resuscitation, uh, decision, and the crisis in care homes. Ethical questions continue to multiply as the pandemic progresses and new evidence emerges, including how best to distribute any new vaccines and testaments, treatments, how best to respond to evidence that disease severity and mortality are substantially greater in ethnic minority populations, how to prioritize patients for care as medical services uh, reopen, how to manage the assessment of immunity and its implications, and how the health system should be configured to manage any future peaks in cases. Science and values. The UK government repeatedly states that it's following the science by heeding the advice provided through the scientific uh, laboratory and for the engineers emergencies. However, this implies that the science alone will tell us what to do. Not only does this rhetoric shift the responsibility for difficult distance onto the science, it also long science may provide the evidence on which to base distance, but our values will determine what we do with that evidence and how we select the evidence to use it. It is this ingenious and misleading to imply the value-free science leads the way. For science and Paris value-laden, values questions are being addressed primarily by professional organizations, although the UK government has independent advice, for example, from the Moral and Ethical Advisory Group. Despite such efforts to plot an ethical phase, the current approach is placement, confusing and risk leads duplication of effort. Concerns are mounting about a lack of transparency around the ethical agenda underlining decisions, a lack of coordination, and the absence of clear nation leadership. Ethical planning. As the UK prepares to emerge from lockdown, we urge our leaders to develop an ethical plan with at least the following the features. Firstly, there should be a nationally led and coordinated development of a transparent public, publicly, publicly shared ethical guidance that can provide the base for clear, constant, and uh, defensible decisions in all healthcare and policy setting across the country. Such a guidance could then be tailored to a specific context. Whatever, whatever, whatever its rich guidance will require uh, consultation with stakeholders with relevant expertise, including patients. Development process must be transparent and the conclusions published accessible. Secondly, ethics support structures should be formalized, coordinated, researched, and embedded throughout the health and social care system to support the interpretation and application of national guidance. Ethics support can enhance the clarity, consistency, and defensibility of decisions made across the country and help share the substantial burden of urgent and complex decision-making. Ethics support services such clinical ethics committees exist throughout the UK, although provision varies widely. Before and during the pandemic, the UK Clinical Ethics Network has sought to help coordinate ethics support and has offered advice on setting up such services. However, the network is a charity reliant on volunteers. A recent legislative proposal drafted after several high-profile legal cases sought to increase access to clinical ethics committees throughout NHS hospitals. COVID-19 highlights the urgent need for more formal clinical ethics support embedded across the health and social care system and not just in hospitals. Thirdly, research is required to inform and support the development of ethical policy and guidance and the interpretation of both. The UK has abundant experience in healthcare ethics, supported by organizations such as uh, the Field Council of Bioethics, the Wellcome Trust, and research councils. Recent funding calls for urgent COVID-19 research highlight the need for research on the ethical dimensions of the pandemic. These organizations could coordinate to commission on timely, focused ethical research to help answer the many remaining ethical questions about pandemic response. None of the above can succeed without overt support of leaders from government, the NHS, and social care and public health. England in plotting the way through this pandemic. We need to follow the ethics, not just the science. Every institution and organization involved in the response must follow ethical principles, uphold the ethical standards, and be public, publicly accountable for the decision they make. Uh, I have interested the England's article. The topic is ethical roadmap through the COVID-19 pandemic, and I think that we need the science and we first of all ethics. So we must follow the ethics, not just the science. Thank you very much for listening my work.